What's up, guys? This is Uber Mitch here, and I'm bringing you a deck profile for Neonectar, specifically Ahsha. But we'll start off anyways. So this is my starter, Ouroboros Dragon, Ratoon, new starter by the way. Can't see, ride him, draw a card, and if your opponent's at grade 1 or greater, you get a quick shield. Usual suspects, right? Now there's a reason we're running him specifically, and that is because we have the Ouroboros engine in our deck, right? So you're going to catch me playing 3 Ouroboros Dragon Branch. His ability is when attack that he boosts or attacked with hits, you check top 4 cards for an Ouroboros card and add it to your hand. Put the rest of the cards on the bottom of your deck in any order. It's just a really good searcher to begin with, even if it's only top 4 and it doesn't shuffle. It's not that bad because you're only really grabbing you only have so many pieces of Ouroboros that you really want to grab to begin with. After that, we go on to basic grade ones. 2 Merca, token generation on ride and on placement, gains 3k for any card placed in the same column as it. And yeah, it's just a decent stacker if you want to try and stack power with it, but early game tokens main purpose. Then you have 4 Main of Sweetberry. Main of Sweetberry's effect is on placement. On placement, you call a token. If you have a grade 3 or greater, soul charge 1 card. And yeah, during your turn, if you rearguard effect only, now, if you have a Vanguard that's grade 3 or greater, you get 5k. So it's good for resource building, because you do soul charge a lot in this deck. Then we play 4 Pat Mini, grade 3 searcher. On placement from hand only. Check top 5, add a grade 3 from them to your hand, and then you can discard a card for that if you did. And if you have 2 or more tokens on the field, it gains 5k. That's only during your turn. That's another thing. Only during your turn are most of these card effects going to go off, which maintains the 5k. That matters. Grade 2s. Continuing on with the Ouroboros engine, we go ahead and bring you 3 Ouroboros Dragon Timber. He's our number 1 ride target, really. So on ride, you get the ability that the next token that gets called gets big boy treatment. I call it 10k attack, 10k shield with critical. It has boost and intercept. So it's just a big token. You generally want, that's why you generally want to ride early game rush while also adding some defense for the later push. Put him right there. And then for the last Ouroboros card that we play 2 Gale of Ouroboros Oliver. Now, this is the main reason why I play the Ouroboros engine to begin with, but it's a tech that I've enjoyed and prospered using. So, it's a Counterblast 1, its main ability once per turn. If I have 2 or more cards in my soul. Yeah, if your soul has 2 or more cards with Ouroboros in the card name, in your soul, you can Counterblast 1 and resolve one of the effects below. Call 2 plant tokens, really good. Or retire 2 rearguards. This unit gets 20k and a crit. That's why I use it, because it gets 20k and a crit, and this can happen on your grade 2 ride. It's pressure. It's pressure all out the gate. But that's also why you mainly play Ratoon as your starter, because after that you just need 1 more card in your soul. In late game it can help, but you don't really use it. It's mainly for the early game push. Then we play 2 Spiritual Tree Sage Irmisol. On placement, if I have 2 or more, you grade 0 rearguards, Counterblast 1, draw a card, and this unit, whatever's in the column, gains 5k. So he gains 5k, and whatever else is in the column gains 5k. Cute little thing, you can put him behind the Ahsha, make the Ahsha gain 5k. Ahsha token gains 5k off of that as well. We also play 2 Pansy Musketeer Silva. You could instead just play another Timber, but I like Silva because why not? She's, as a right target, she just generates a token. And on rearguard, she generates a token also. Mine's are, ORs. So, anyhow, continuing on, we play. How do you fucking pronounce you? Anima. anyway. So on placement, Vanguard or Rear Guard, Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, draw a card, call a plant token. Really good because you get just plus for one card, you plus one for one card, and on top of that, it has a continuous effect if you have a Rear Guard with the same card name as your Grade 3 Vanguard. All of your units get boost. All of them, not just her, all of them. So all Grade 3, 2, 1, 0s, they all get boost. And that means you can place Grade 3s as 13k boosters behind Vanguard. She's 10k booster behind anything. It's really good. Only issue with her is using her too early can tend to run out of your soul resource, but you can manage that. You just play smart. And then the card you've all been looking for, Ahsha. Ahsha is this is dream spinning. I only play 3 because she's not the end goal, but she is the preferred first turn ride. First turn Grade 3 ride, if you get my drift. Anyways, you should know Ahsha's skill, but I'll tell you anyways. During your turn, if you have 2 or more units with Ahsha in the card name, this unit gets 10k. If I have 3 or more, it also gains a crit. Now, that's just good because, she's 23 with just the Ahsha token. And if you have another Ahsha or Ahsha token, gains a crit, which is why most people play the original Ahsha as well. Then she has the once per turn ability Soul Blast, 1 retire 2 rear guards, column, Ahsha fairy token to the field. I really do like her, and she's really good, but I think people overestimate her power, as getting her to like the obscene numbers that you want with that crit isn't sustainable. She'll sustainably have a crit, and she'll sustainably hit for 23 to 28 consistently, but that's not big enough in my book. So, in order to subsidize that, we play 3 Cecilia. This is my second Grade 3 ride, and after this is how I kill you, because Ahsha guarantees first Grade 3 ride, your Ahsha and Fairy Token are getting a crit. So you're going to be 23 to crit on Vanguard Rear Guard, which is pressure, right? It is, especially when they're still at Grade 2. It's just pressure. But what Cecilia does is she doesn't cost anything from your hand to not only give units power, because a lot of Bayonetta has like a stack ability if you don't want to run the cards in here, but just in general, she also gains front row 10k. And so her skill is Counterblast 1, retire 1 rear guard, look at top 5 cards in your deck, call up to 2 cards from among them, and shuffle your deck. If your soul has a Grade 3, call up to 3 cards instead of 2 cards, and 3 units in your front row gain 10k. That's really good, because that makes her 23 along with any other unit in your front row, whether it be another Grade 2, 20k, or another Grade 3, 23. It's just a number. And even your Grade 1s, which are 8k, they become 18, so decent. And then for the last Grade 3, to round out the 8, I play Flower Maiden Enos. Now, Enos is a card that I rarely want to ride, and if I have to ride her, then it's because I want to ride Cecilia immediately after her. But the main reason I play Enos is because her effect is really good to begin with, right? Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, check top 5 cards, call a card. If you call a copy of a card, you get to draw. So it neutrals out. It's a net gain. But the secondary ability is the main reason, right? For every card called by a card's ability, gains 5k. Now, I know what you're thinking. You just play Corolla Dragon as Grade 1, that's a booster, and can be a big attacker, but this gains 5k while Corolla Dragon gains 3k, and also, she just hits ridiculously high numbers. So you don't have to play Force 1 to hit the numbers that you want, especially with a crit, which is what a lot of people try and substitute for main Ahsha builds. But yeah, I've at base had her hit 73 with crit by herself. That's a number of calls, but anyways, she can just hit that, right? If you get the right chains off for calls. Even then, she'll at average reach 40k by herself with the Force 2 crit marker. That's just good. Like, Ahsha can't reach that. Ahsha tokens can't reach that without triggers. She just does it. No triggers needed. And also, since you want the consistency of hitting triggers, Cecilia and her filter out your deck so that you want to hit, so that you hit the triggers that you want to hit to begin with. Losing, I will just go to trigger lineup. 4 perfect RPGs, well, 4 draw PGs, because, you know, numbers get fucking ridiculous. I just told you I can get a card on my field, rear guard, mind you, to 70k with crit. Easy. No triggers needed. I don't have time to try and fucking find extra cards in my hand. But I don't want to deal with extra cards in my hand being dropped just to use the crit PG. And once again, triggers shouldn't win you games. They do, but you shouldn't be relying on it, overly reliant. So just the natural draw PG, help you guard those big ass numbers. And then the rest is pretty standard. 8 crit, 4 heal. Alright. The extra deck doesn't really matter because, you know, you play Force. You go for the Force that you like. I personally think Force 2 is the better choice, especially for this build. Seeing as if you want the crit for Ahsha, you need 3. Otherwise, you just ride Ahsha and bam, you have a crit there. And even if you have a spare Ahsha to call it, that's 3 damage. Quick shield, obviously. And tokens. Ahsha Fairy token, you know what it does. Continuously, it has the card name of Ahsha. Whatever your Vanguard is, takes that card name. And when it swings, only when it attacks, it gains the power and criticals that your Ahsha has. It reduces or gains that power. 10k plant token and then just plant tokens. So thanks for watching, guys. This was Ubermensch deck profile. And yeah, signing out.